Today we are making some Christmas crafts and we're doing it on a budget. Let's get started with some DIY home decor for this Christmas season. So I picked up this piece at the Dollar General. I think I got it for $1. But if you don't have this exact piece, which you may not, it's basically just a frame. And what this is not actually, but it could be like a canvas. So either one of those flat canvas boards from Dollar Tree or somewhere else, and in a frame, or just a background in a frame. It doesn't really matter, but I did get mine from Dollar General. And I'm going to give this a coat of a Waverly chalk paint in the color Crimson. I love this as a red for Christmas. It's a little thick, so I kind of just was spritzing my paintbrush because I didn't have like a cup of water right there. So just to help me out a little bit, and gave that a couple coats, and then we're going to put that back in our frame. And I previously painted the frame, it looks like. I guess it was originally just a natural wood, and it's like a gray. And then I have this wood piece. I picked this up on clearance from Hobby Lobby for like 47 cents, but Dollar Tree has these cutouts, Walmart has these cutouts, Hobby Lobby, pretty much any craft store, whatever you have and whatever you can find. I'm all for crafting on a budget, crafting with what you've got, so let's not complicate it. And I'm going to be spritzing my paintbrush here, but just because it's super thick, and I'm giving this a coat of Waverly chalk paint in white. I was trying to be careful to not go too thick in all of this detail because I didn't want any paint glopping up in all those little details, and so I was trying to be really careful on that. But I gave this one coat of paint, and then I am just going to go in with a paper towel and kind of stick that in those little crevices to pull out any gobbed up paint. And then I have this beautiful transfer that a friend gave me, so I'm not sure which company it's from, but there are so many available on Amazon, IOD. I always blank for some of the other companies, but just rubbing that transfer on. I love it because it's definitely Christmassy, but it's not, necessarily the typical Christmas. Anyway, get that transferred, and then I'm just using scissors because that was what was near me to just scrape off any dried pieces that I saw, just because I wanted to make sure that detail stuck out. So I picked out this frame because even though it didn't fit inside, I liked that it was kind of on top of the frame. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on the parts that are going to have contact. And I love the red background, even though a lot of it is covered up, it just pops through, and I really like how this looks together. And then I did want to do a little bit of embellishment. I picked up this ribbon from the Dollar General. I pick it up after Christmas when it's all marked down, but they really have a good price in general for how much ribbon you get. And I'm just doing a very simple bow. I'm just going to use some hot glue to close in a loop and then scrunch it together. I did not have like my finger protectors right there next to me, so I grabbed a popsicle stick. It's not like it was far from me, but it wasn't right there at the table, so I used the popsicle stick. And then I'm just going to tie it off in the middle with some twine, and I'm just, making sure it's centered and fluffing it and making it look pretty before I have it too tight there. And then trim off the twine, and then we're going to hot glue that onto the corner of the frame. I just thought this added a nice little detail, and I love the pattern of the ribbon. It's a little vintagey. This is some table scatter from Hobby Lobby that I picked up on clearance last year. Just a thought, in Hobby Lobby, whether it's Christmas or just not a particular season or whatever, look in other areas for your craft supplies. This was a great deal when I got it 90% off. Lots of little berry clumps, and I thought this looked perfect in the middle of the bow, and I'm going to have a lot to work with in that bag. Anyways, I love how this one came out. Let me know. Obviously, my house is not decorated for Christmas right now. It is Christmas in July, whether you're seeing this in July or closer to the Christmas season, but I did want to show you the things in today's video. So I love how this one came out, and remember, this is for inspiration. You can use a lot of different things to get this same look. If you don't have transfers, you can use a stamp, cut out an image from a napkin. Anyways, make it your own, but I love how this one came out. For this one, I'm taking a house that has just been in my decor. You can see it's been beat up. I did try to sand it down to kind of start fresh, but we're going to start fresh with a coat of white paint. This is metal. I think I might have gotten this on clearance from Hobby Lobby, but lots of different decor, whether it is from a thrift store, a piece you've had around your house for a while, from Dollar General, Dollar Tree, wherever. Don't be afraid to give it a facelift. And so that's what I'm doing. This has been something that has been in my decor for a long time. And I get bored with things sometimes. And some things I like to keep for years and years and years and hopefully forever. And some things I just like to change out. So I gave it a fresh coat of white paint. And then we're going to use some painter's tape to tape off. I'm going to tape off the roof and the chimney, but that's on the roof. And also there's a window on the front and the back. I don't know if they're windows. They are indented, so that's what I'm treating them as. And then I'm going to give them a coat or two, well, kind of like 1.5 coat. One coat and then touch it up with some Waverly chalk paint and ink. And I'm using a stencil brush. This way I don't have any paint strokes, and I thought it would help me get in to some of the little crevices as well. Just make sure that your painter's tape is pressed down so that you don't have any bleed through. But again, this is just something that you can do with items that you can get just about anywhere. See, the stencil brush I thought would come in handy here, around the chimney as well. But I just want to encourage you to think outside of the box when you're thinking about picking up items, whether it's from a rummage sale. A lot of times you can get other people's old home decor pretty inexpensively at rummage sales. I really, really need to get out to some rummage sales. I have not done that in years. If you're new here, I just want to say hello and welcome. My name is Leanne, and here on my channel, I like to share with you budget-friendly DIYs. Most of the time, it is home decor. I have shown a couple other things sprinkled in throughout the years, but everything on a budget. So at times, it's been a lot of Dollar Tree. I do still think there are great deals at Dollar Tree, but with their prices going up, I'm going to be sharing more and more items from other places because it is about doing it on a budget, changing up your decor, having fun. Maybe it's making a gift, especially with Christmas time. I think a lot of things like that are really fun for gifts, but I like to do it on a budget and keep it easy, simple instructions for you. I hope that you enjoy this type of content. So I did want to do a little bit of embellishment. Obviously, the house itself didn't look super Christmassy. If you're just looking for some everyday decor, just leave it there. But I'm going to go ahead and make a little wreath. And I am just using one of those garland ties. You can get them at Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby. They're just from my craft stash. Now, with the smaller wreath, it was a little too hairy. The strings, the garland pieces were a little too long. It kind of took away the wreath shape because it was so small. So I'm just giving it a little bit of a haircut. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that like button. A simple way to help out my channel. I appreciate it. I'm also going to add on this little red bow, and I was just showing you these were also from Hobby Lobby. I love to pick things up on clearance after seasons, but these are from the little Christmas tree ornament stuff, and so I love looking at stuff for mini trees, whether from any store, and they can be great for DIYs, and I'm just going to hot glue that onto the front of the house. And I love how this came out. It was a great little facelift on a piece that I already had, and just a little bit of paint and some couple little things that I had lying around. You don't need a lot to get started with your Christmas. If you want to get started with Christmas early, you don't need to have a whole bunch of things, although it is already out in the stores. But let me know what you think of this cute little house. So this piece here was from a thrift store. It is a Rae Dunn piece. I'm thinking maybe it was like a pencil holder. I've actually done something with this numerous times because the hot glue will hold just fine on this ceramic, but it will also come off if I warm it up just a little bit. So I'm just going to use some more of this vintagey style ribbon from the Dollar General, and I'm going to put that around, and I'm just covering up the place where there's some writing using just a little bit of hot glue at the beginning and the end. I did fold it over here just to make it look a little bit cleaner so there wouldn't be any frayed edges, and that will be the back, but this way it still looks nice either way. We're not going to go crazy with this one, but we are going to add a little something. So I have these stamps that are from the Dollar Tree. Like I said, there are still some things that I think are a pretty good price from the Dollar Tree, and I am just cutting them out because when they come, they're in one strip. And the ink pad I'm using is one that I recently picked up from Hobby Lobby, although Dollar Tree does have some as well. It's just not quite as dark of an ink. and the one from Hobby Lobby was like $1.99. And I had this wood tag in my stash. I think a friend gave it to me, so I'm not sure where they came from. But I'm just going to put joy on it, and I'm just doing that diagonally, honestly, because that's how it would fit. But I did think it looked nice. And then I'm going to take some twine and wrap that around just twice around the center of the ribbon, and then I can use that to tie on the tag. So I just kind of tied it once, slipped the tag on, and then double knotted it there. I did use a little dab of hot glue just to help hold that twine in a little bit, because I'm going to trim it down kind of short. And then because the tag was going to turn just a little bit, I used some hot glue to help hold it into place just a little. It still looks like it's hanging down, but it just kind of helps it lay the way that I wanted it to. And I just pulled out some greenery that was either from Dollar Tree or Walmart. It has a little bit of glitter on it, so it's kind of Christmassy, I guess, in my opinion, but put whatever you want in there. You could also put something else and not use it for like a vase. You could use it for utensils. You could use it on your desk for, pencils. You could use it for a lot of different things, but this is how I am styling it. And let me know what you think about this. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a comment down below, even if it's just an emoji. Let me know you're here, and that also helps out my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new so you don't miss out on my future videos. Make sure you turn on the notification bell after you subscribe. Leave me a comment down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.